Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Friday, the 29th day of January. Here we go. I'm going to veer off into a little section here about waiting in between milk and meat and milk and things like that. Here goes. Let's start from the beginning. It says in the Torah 3 times that you shall not cook a goat in the milk of its mother. That is how God says it. Lo savashal gedi b'chalei. Don't cook a goat, in the milk of its mother, and it says that 3 times. Now, our rabbis deduce that from that God meant 3 different things. First of all, don't cook milk and meat together, and it means any milk and meat of kosher animals. And secondly, it means don't eat milk and meat together. And thirdly, it means don't benefit from milk and meat that were cooked together. And therefore, we have 3 different prohibitions that are biblical. Don't cook milk and meat together, don't eat milk and meat together, and don't benefit from milk and meat that were cooked together. Then Chazal, the rabbis, said that the standard amount of time that you need to wait to make certain that you're not eating milk and meat together is to finish your meat meal and then wait 6 hours, 6 full hours before going on to eating any dairy, and that way you'll be certain to not be eating any milk and meat together. And for those of you who like to shave it down and say, I keep this amount of hours, I keep that, 6 is the default. I know there are other customs, we'll discuss that in a minute, but the default setting for all Jews when they don't know what their custom is 6 hours, and that's still the most prevalent way that the Jewish people keep that law. Now, here we'll go to some of the others in just a minute. The idea of 6 hours is that for 6 hours, for the first 6 hours, the taste of the meat is still kind of hanging around in your mouth. Pieces of meat are hanging around in your mouth, like in between your teeth, etc. Now, if you're in the 7th hour and you're having a bowl of cereal with milk and you notice a piece of meat stuck in between your teeth and say, oh no, I just violated it, there's milk and meat in my mouth together, so I hope this won't gross you out. But we consider that piece of meat stuck between your teeth to no longer be a piece of meat since it's been in contact with saliva, etc. For the last 6 hours, it lost its status as a piece of meat because digestion through saliva has begun to happen to it 6 hours ago. So don't worry if you do find a piece of something in your teeth while you're eating a bowl of cereal with milk. It's not like you violated the law. Now, you should know that the Ramah in the Shulchan Aruch, one of the great rabbis in the Shulchan Aruch, says that 1 hour is the right amount of time to wait after eating meat. And some German Jews have the custom of waiting 3 hours. And other people say that even the 6-hour thing of waiting 6 hours really only means into the 6th hour, so you only have to wait a tad over 5 hours. And some say it means a tad over 5.5 hours. But still, the default custom for most Jews is still 6 hours. If you're kind of out there new or about tshuva, just come close to Judaism, and you feel like, well, I just want to pick the easiest one, it doesn't really work like that. Speak to your rabbi if you don't have your custom or you don't know what custom you should keep, because 6 hours is still the default custom. If you know what I mean by default, it's the most regular choice for most Jews. Next, I want to tell you that when we say 6 hours, we mean 6 hours. What do I mean by that? I mean that there is something called a shaos manios. Those are halachic hours, and what they do is they take the daylight time of the day, chop it into 12 pieces, and call each one of those 12 pieces an hour, so that at this time of the year when the days are short, shaos manios, a halachic hour, could be sometimes as short as 45 minutes. So it doesn't mean 6 of those, it means 6 60-minute hours if you're keeping the regular 6-hour idea. Okay, so that takes care of that. If you're having dairy, now we'll get into those laws. If you have dairy and you want to know if you have to wait until you eat your meat, the general rule is no. You just rinse out your mouth with a little bit of a drink or something and eat a little bit of something like a cracker and wash your hands to make sure there's no more dairy on your hands, and then you could proceed to meat. And what about hard cheeses? Hard cheeses are a little bit longer to digest. They are a little bit more resemble meat in that way, that they're long to digest. And so for hard cheeses, some say that the law should differ. We'll take care of that one after Shabbos, so teaser. So log on again after Shabbos for more on that topic. Thanks for logging on. Bye-bye.